Hello, everybody. Coach Allison back with Defy Aging week 30. So that brings us to our next mobility week. So for mobility this week, we're going to have 6 stations on the turf and we're going to be doing our circuit style, so rotating around. And the time is going to be 45 seconds on, 25 seconds off. And that 25 seconds will really just be enough time to kind of conclude one station and get up maybe or put things down, whatever, and get to the next station. So that transition time. Most of these are, I think, everyone is different. However, the mobility movements are never weight, so resistance focused or cardio focused. Sometimes they might have a little bit of those qualities, those traits. If we're doing a body weight, maybe a plank type of thing, that could be considered more kind of resistance. Some things are aerobic just in their own way because they're challenging. They're moving our body in a challenging way, but it isn't cardio focused like jumping jacks or burpees or anything like that. So that is what we're going to do. We do have a team builder as usual at the end. Hopefully these mobility movements will loosen us up and feel pretty good. And I think there might be 1 or 2 new ones. So let's give it a go. Let's do some demonstrations. Okay, station 1 is a quad rock back is the name of this one. We have done it before, but I can believe it's been a while. And I forgot to say in my intro, since there are 4 rounds, there's a lot of single-sided things this week. So round 1, do your right side. Round 2, do your left side. Round 3, back to right. Round 4, back to left. That's a good way. We'll just do 2 rounds on each side. No worries about switching sides in the middle of your set. So for the quad rock back, it's most people, I would say, many people find it extremely challenging because of tightness in the hips or possibly tightness in the hamstrings. So not very flexible back in those hamstrings, but we'll see how it goes for you. So you're on your knees, as you can see, but we put one leg out, and you can do like on the corner of the foot like that. Or if you have the mobility in your ankle, you can put the foot flat like that. So it's whatever is comfortable for you. Other knee is staying here. I will show you a side view too, but I'm going to show you both. So once we're in this position, hands on the ground, as you can see, and we sink back, that's the rock back. So we rock back until you are essentially sitting on your heel. So my butt is touching my heel right now. And then we come back up for a little reset. The farther back and down you go, the more you're going to feel the stretch in this inner thigh here, but it also gets the hip. So it's a kind of a great all-around hip lower body stretch. So from this side, so I'm going to put that leg out, sinking back all the way until I sit, like I'm fully just sitting on my heel. Like I don't even need my hands. And then you have to use a little bit of control and oomph to get back up. And I'll show you one from the other side. I don't know if that'll make a difference at all. So coming back. And then this is just kind of your coming up to the start position is just sort of resetting, giving the stretch a little break. So I hope that was clear. So anyone who is not doing floor options, it's going to be very different. We're going to do a behind the head good morning. A good morning is essentially, it's kind of like a deadlift. It is a different exercise, so I don't want to call it a deadlift, but it has a lot of the same components as a deadlift, wherein we are hinging and you're going to be bringing your body down and we're going to be pushing the hips back. But we're going to do it behind the head to kind of create some of the stretch here. So the people on the floor are getting that upper body stretch by having their arms on the floor and reached out. So we're going to do this. A good morning is, again, think of a deadlift, but we just aren't going very low. You stick your hips back, and it's like as your hips are drawing back, that in turn just brings your upper body down just to about parallel to the floor, if that. So we're not doing like this. You don't ever want to bring your head lower than your heart. For any of the things we do in Defy, we never do that. So if you are finding your head way down here, fix that. Fix your form. That is not how we do a good morning. So you keep a soft bend in your knees, but mostly straight, because you do want to create that hamstring stretch. So you can see my knees are very, very subtly bent. And then up for a little rest. Again, push the butt back. That hinges you forward and down. Getting a great stretch right here in my hamstrings. And come up. Okay. So that will be our alternative for anyone not doing floor things for that quad rock back. Okay. long demo for station 1. Let's move on. Station 2, Spider-Man with rotation, and we're going to do it isometric. That means we're going to hold it. So you're going to go into the position and you're going to hold it for the full 45 seconds time frame. So Spider-Man, the start of it is it's essentially another name for what I call the runner's stretch. For those of you who have been with us for a while, we've had the runner's stretch in our warm-up. So you start in a half kneel, and you take this front foot out a little farther because you're going to come down. Maybe I should show you the side. Let's see. Anyway, the goal here, though, is to stretch this other leg as far back as you can. Maybe the other side was better. I don't know what's the best angle to see. See, on my leg is, I'm getting it stretched back as far as I can. This front leg, you want to make sure the knee is directly over the ankle. So by that I mean it's not like back here and your knee is sticking way far forward. So bring that foot out, sink your pelvis and like your hips down towards the floor. Then you come down and turn more to the front so you can see what I'm doing here. Put your hands on the floor on the inside of this leg, okay? Now the rotation part, the side of the front leg, so this is my right leg, so we're going to use my right arm. That's the direction we're going to rotate as far up as you are able. I'm able to get all the way up, but if you are stopping right here, that's fine. Wherever you can get to, let your head and your gaze follow the hand. So I'm looking up at my hand, and we just hold this for the 45 seconds. It's going to be a challenging hold because, first of all, it's kind of a lot of this arm, but you're getting a great stretch in this hip flexor here. And if you hold that, it's going to be a nice long 45-second stretch. Okay, and then other side for the next round. Anyone, again, not doing our floor things, we're going to do an A-frame with a rotation, but this one is not isometric. We're going to be alternating sides. So the A-frame is kind of coming into the bottom part of sort of a deadlift, like this, and then we're going to put the hands, palms together in front like this, and we're going to rotate up, come back down. Let your head always follow your hands. So wherever I am twisting, my gaze and my eyeballs are following the moving arm. But notice this whole time I've been locking this lower body position in. See how my lower body is not moving. So I'm not doing this. I'm not shifting side to side. Keep the hips down, completely still. And it's tempting to, like, when you're twisting up, it's tempting to do this. Let this leg cave in. Don't allow that to happen because that's what's going to create that stretch on your inner thigh by keeping that leg out where it should be. So it's two very different movements, but they get the same muscle focus, the same movement pattern. So we have something for people on the floor and something for people off the floor. Next one is a scapular push-up. And don't worry, I don't even like to have the word push-up in there because it's not a push-up, but you'll see why it's called that. But it is not a push-up. Although it is tricky to do it correctly because it is a super small movement, and we tend to just want to make movements big, just as people is what we want to do. But it's a super small movement. You're only moving like 1 or 2 inches, and you have to really do mind-muscle connection in your back in the right area. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I am going to suggest everybody does this on their knees, even people who can maybe crank out a high plank or regular push-ups or be on a high plank on the toes. I'm going to suggest for this, everyone do knees. You can try the toes if you want. Now, when you're in a knee push-up position, remember that we don't have a bend in your hips. We have to sink those hips down so we have this flat, straight body position. Now, the scapular push-up is you're focusing on your shoulder blades back here. So if I'm retracting and protracting my shoulders and my shoulder blades, see what's happening between here. I think even with my shirt on, my zip up on, you should be able to see that. So that is what we're doing with our push-ups. So you do not bend your elbows. So I don't want to see any bent elbows this whole exercise. Let your chest and your torso sink down. That is retracting your shoulder blades. So right now my shoulders and my shoulder blades are jacked up. And then I push my torso away from the floor and correct that retraction. Now I'm coming back to normal. So I'll do a couple of them so you can see how small the movement is. And then I'm not bending my elbows at all. And maybe from the front will be a better view, I don't know. So you can see how I'm moving my body down and up without bending my elbows, sinking down, pushing up. sinking down, pushing up. See how I'm not bending my elbows during that at all? I'm glad we have 4 rounds. That one can take a while to perfect it because it's weird. It's a lot of mind muscle connection. Now, anyone not doing the floor, we're gonna have you come up to a wall and do the same thing. So, so hands on a wall. I'm letting my torso come forward, and then so I'm retracting my shoulders, protracting, retracting, protracting. See how I'm never bending my elbows? So it's just this. That's really all it is. But you're using your body weight as a little bit of resistance. All right, give it a try. Good luck. Okay, next one is an elevated clamshell. What's elevated is your legs. I'll show you what that looks like. So you're lying on your side. Rest your head in your hand just comfortably here. So nothing, this is actually just comfortable, right? Just how we would probably lie on the floor to watch TV. Bend your knees. Hold the knees kind of up and in a little bit. Now a normal clamshell would be this. To add more of a glute focus and a hip, actually I think it just more so intensifies the original purpose of this exercise. We're going to elevate the feet, both of them together. See how I did that? Now we're going to keep the feet here as we do the clamshell. It kind of fatigues your lower leg a little because you have to keep both of your legs up. But it's okay if they waver around a little bit, but they might start to sink down. Keep them up there. Open this top knee as far as you can until you would have to tip and rock back to open it farther. So now I'm tipping and rocking because that's making me feel like I'm getting my knee open more, but I'm not. I'm just rocking backwards. So stay still in the upper body and just isolate the movement in the hip socket. So anyone, again, not doing floor, we're going to do an internal, external hip rotation, kind of an open, close type of thing. We've done it in our warm-ups before. You can use a wall for balance. Try to get your thigh parallel to the floor if you can with a 90-degree bend here so we're not doing this. And we open and close. What you want to make sure with this is that you are keeping this leg stationary and this knee stationary. And to ensure you're doing that, your body should always be facing forward, your torso, I should say. This is correct. Now I'm going to do a little too much movement. Now I'm actually not, I might think I'm moving my knee, but my knee is staying completely still. My body's just turning. And it also, that can kind of tweak your knee because you're twisting your leg, but keeping your foot still. So we don't want to do that. Just keep your body forward. All you're moving is this leg. So that's our alternative for anyone staying off the floor. W wall slide. This is a toughie. We've done it many times. You can also do this on the floor. There's 2 varieties. This time around, we'll do it against the wall. So you start in feet are out a little bit, not excessive like this, but they don't have to be touching the wall like this. So I just comfortable. Like if you were just kind of leaning against the wall, waiting in line for something, just kind of where you would put your feet for that. But your butt and your upper back are on the wall. Don't try to force that natural lower back arch against the wall. Just let your arch be where it is. That's fine. You bring the arms up to a W. This is already challenging. Your head's against the wall too. I have a hair clip in, so I can't get my whole head against the wall. Anyways, this is already challenging. And I will say, 10 years ago or so when I learned this, it was a little easier to get back here. The goal is to get the entire back of the arm, including the wrist, hand, and fingers, and elbows, all against the wall on both sides. Ow. Now, the slide part is slowly coming up. And this is a speed thing, so it is very slow. This is where my body kind of wants to stop, but I'm going to force them to go a little higher just to get that extra squeeze, and then coming back to the W. This whole time, we're trying to keep all of that stuff against the wall. The backs of the arms, hands, fingers. You're going to be very surprised probably that what parts of your arms want to come forward and don't want to stay open. This is an excellent shoulder and like scapula mobility move, so give it a try. Okay, the last station is a leg over and back, or up and over. I don't remember what I called it, something like that. We did this in mobility, I think, last round, so 10 weeks ago, or the one before. Yeah, okay, so you're seated, obviously. Since we're only doing one leg for the whole set, start with the kettlebell on the outside of one of your legs, lower legs down by the ankle or foot. You can lean back here comfortably with your upper body, and you're gonna bend the other leg. So the leg that we're not working, we're gonna bend that leg for a little leverage, so you can push into the floor for leverage. What we're doing is going up and over with a straight leg. So we're trying not to bend it like this, up and over a kettlebell. Or if your club has those small orange cones, that works too. There we go. Okay, so for anyone not going on the floor, we've done this before too. It's a great exercise. Seated up and over, it's the same thing. Scoot really close to the edge of whatever you're sitting on, really close to the edge. Put this right to the outside of kind of the center of your foot, and then step up and over. Same concept. I will say though, with this, it's important to note that it's far enough forward that you have to actually go. See, my foot's right on top of it. I'm stepping on it right now. What tends to happen is people inadvertently, unknowingly, kind of start going in front of it, and then they're not really having to lift too high. The point is to lift. So right now, if I'm kind of not paying attention, my foot's kind of sneaking in front of it, and I'm not remotely lifting my leg. But if I bring it to the correct spot, now I have to lift in order to clear it, or I'm gonna knock it over, right? So just keep that in mind. Try to make sure you do have it in the right place so that you can't accidentally kind of cheat around it and bring your foot in front of it. Anyways, that's our leg up and over. Team builder time. Okay, who is ready to look silly? I mean, I'm always ready, but okay. It's a medicine ball duck walk. We've also done this in the past. I think the last time we did it was about a year ago. I looked back at our sheets. Anyways, so you're in kind of a half squat, half deadlift. So you do bend the knees and get down, but keep your chest up enough so that we're not, remember, head below the heart. Don't do that, so we're not way down here. So whatever combination of a knee bend and a hip hinge, so whatever combination of a squat and a deadlift kind of gets you down low enough to touch the ball, okay? And then we do it's called a duck walk because we have to keep our stance wide and walk kind of silly like a duck in order to do this. So we have the ball, stay low, chest up, so don't let your chest come down here. And we push this ball as we walk along. I'll turn around like I got to the end and come back. See how I'm staying low though? Yeah, I told you you're gonna look silly, so just go with it. What we're not doing though is just bending down like this and pushing it. I mean, first of all, this is gonna kill your back. That does not feel good. Second, it's not at all what we're trying to do. So find that, again, one more time, find that squat plus deadlift kind of combo. Chest is up, however, make sure you can reach the ball. And there you go. Everyone's gonna go down and back. I'll let your coaches decide if you're gonna do teams or everyone individually that's using all the balls that you have, or if you're gonna turn into a relay, maybe a race. I'm gonna leave all that fun up to the coaches. That is our medicine ball duck walk. There we have it. That is mobility week for this time around. We'll hit this again in 10 weeks. New movements, of course. But for now, I hope this leaves you feeling maybe looser, not as tense, not as tight. And I hope it was eye-opening to maybe what muscles are tighter that you can focus on continuing to do mobility for on your own.